We only have a couple of days left to get my Porsche GT4 roadworthy. And that's because, as you'll have already seen in one of the previous videos, I'm off on a road trip and I'm going to be gone for at least a couple of weeks. And whilst I'm away, it's important we keep the cogs turning with the parts that I can't do on this car. For example, getting it to the body shop, and also we've got some big track upgrades which we want to do to this car before it hits the racetrack for the first time. And although we made great progress on this car in the last video,
because we managed to get so much of the car reassembled after we chopped it in half and refitted a new front end, including the complete interior, the fuel tank, a brand new subframe and running gear. In fact, so much that we managed to not only start the car,
oh my god,
but also sort of drive it as well.
Yeah!
But now with the clock ticking and only a few days until I leave for my road trip to Turkey,
we've only got a short space of time now to get it to the standard where it can go off to the body shop and have other upgrades done whilst I'm away getting a new set of hair. So we've got all of these boxes here, and a lot of them being very fiddly little bits. I suppose what we need to do is get to work. Now, one of the bits that stopped us driving the car in the last video, the track rod end, which we have now got and we can put in.
So just to give us a rough starting point, I use the old tie rod to measure where I'm going to fit the new one to, so once that's on, I can fit up the locking nuts, the new track rod end, and bolt it all into place. Now we've got steering.
We've also got new bonnet hinges because the old ones are definitely bent.
And these are so important to change after a crash, because if the old ones are bent the tiniest bit, the bonnet will never line up right again. And now those are on, I can also fit up the rad on the front too.
Right, so we've ripped out the battery again because there was one job which I was avoiding doing because I know it's not going to be any fun, is replacing these brake lines here because there's a probability that these are all bent, and also putting those into the ABS module, which then we can bolt in down here. It's going to be fiddly, probably not going to be fun, but it's definitely going to be essential. Let's go, baby.
Now, the new ABS module which I've got is actually from a 718 GT4, but the part number was near enough identical apart from the two numbers at the end. So I'm hoping it's all going to work perfectly. We may just need to get it coded. But now we're on to the final bits in this front compartment of the car. So we've got things like the wiper mech and some structural bracing to go in. And also the new pollen filter box, because the old one got smashed to pieces.
There's the wiper mech on. We've also got one of the braces. I have ordered it for this side but can't seem to find it, so it might be one of the items which we're waiting on. We've got a brace which goes here as well through this kind of heater box, so that's coming. What else got? Battery's got to go back in, the ABS module's in. We're really cooking with gas today, it's going well. What else we need to do? The wiring is the next big thing really, because like we mentioned in the last video, there's a lot of it to repair and we're not really sure how we're going to do it without replacing it. You wouldn't fancy doing a loom swap, would you, Mickey?
Definitely not, mate.
Dips.
Yo!
We need some wiring. Yeah. We need some wiring for the GT4.
Let's do it.
And we had two options, didn't we?
Yeah.
Buy this section here from Porsche and then try and make up the rest where ours is damaged around here somewhere, or just come to a breakers
and find a crashed one.
Find a crashed one and try and save it from this, which I think makes a bit more sense because it's less
Definitely.
faff. So let's see where we need to chop from. This is one of them. So we need that. We need this. No, we don't need that.
No.
We need the crash sensor here. And then the wiring, we need chopping about here.
Just further back.
Let's go here, yeah?
Yeah, so about here.
So we're going to cut the loom just here. It's a few to get through. Hoping we've got everything here, Dips.
Yep, so do I.
Go on, get one.
We've got half.
Oh, actually, no, we need it further up. No.
He's not funny, is he? Are we okay? Just chop it there because we don't need this bit.
Yeah.
So that should be everything we need, Dips.
Yes, I hope so.
Thanks to the guys at Parts City in Birmingham. Got some cool cars here. We now have the wiring sections that we need to fix the Porsche and a couple of other little bits that I was struggling to find.
And now Dips, our electrical expert, can get to work on getting that sorted on the car. We want to make sure there's no electrical faults, so I want to make sure this is done properly. The last thing we want to be doing is chasing little niggles. So Dips tidies up the wires where they've been broken and then also prepares them to go into plugs. Instead of soldering these all individually, he thought this would be a much safer option to make sure the connections are good and strong and not going to be messy either.
Right, we've had a delivery of a couple more bits from Porsche, so we've fitted up the new aircon pipe and we can now start looking at fitting this side rad pack. Bit of an issue, we ordered the AC rad and it doesn't seem to be here even though it's on the invoice and says it's delivered, so I have to chase that with them. But these things happen, it's parts, it's cars, there's a lot of parts, so it's easy to miss the odd bit off. But for now, we can fit this up because that all fits on the front of this, so hopefully, when this is on, we can get some coolant in it.
So there's 3 radiators on the front of the car and this is the only one that's damaged, but now we've got it, we can pop it into place and that should be the rad system sorted.
This is there, goes through here, it's just a tight fit there, like that, and goes on there. We're making progress though, we are looking better, and the next part to go on is the crash bar. Ooh, crash bar. And now that's on, we have pretty much put on everything that we can out of the parts bin that we've got. We still need to get a few more bits in to get everything fastened up. We're missing a brake line still, we are missing the AC rad, a shroud, couple of little bits, nothing particularly major, but as you guys know and I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm off on my trip, which you'll have already seen by this point, on, well, tomorrow basically, and the idea is to get this Porsche to the paint shop whilst I'm away, because that way, as soon as I'm back, I can get straight back to work. There's not a lot that can be painted because it's missing all of its panels, so the next job is going to be getting them on, and I'm going to need some new ones. So this is the original wing, and this is savable, and this is a new one. I say new, it's actually a used one donated by a subscriber, which I couldn't appreciate more, along with a bonnet as well, which is all the way over there, and we've got a brand new front bumper skin as well. There's no point us assembling all the grills and everything, so it'll have to be took apart to be painted, so we're just going to send it like that, and then we'll assemble it all later, hopefully. So we need to put on the wings, we need to put on the doors, we need to put on the bonnet, and we're going to lightly fasten up the bumper just so it's all in one place and can be easily trailered by Ethan to the body shop. That sounds like a plan.
So we're just quickly going to assemble the car so everything's in place and ready to be painted. So the first thing to go on is the wings, followed by the bonnet.
Now for the bumper. Woo! Oh, I'm buzzing.
And now that the bumper's on, we can do the side skirts. And finally fit up the door. And it's all coming together. We've got the same to do on the passenger side, but then that is everything panel-wise on the Porsche Gt4.
There we have it. A front end, a door, a side skirt on both sides. It all lines up terribly, not because of anything, just because we've got a lot of adjustment to do, but we're going to let this go to the paint shop like this. I'll have to get a replacement passenger side wing because I've got one for a 718 by accident. She's looking like a car again.
Looks like a Porsche again.
Oh, quick one as well, because I forgot to mention it. The interior, we've got this plug here which comes up by the A-pillar, looks like this. Any Porsche gurus that would know where that goes would be super helpful. Also as well, we've kept it so we can still access it, but there's a, what looks like an antenna plug, a white stroke cream one. Again, Porsche gurus, if you know anything, where does that go? Because we can't find anything on the back of the loom. I don't know if it was never plugged in the first place, but if you do know, let me know. Thanks. Next thing we know, this car's going to be at the body shop. They're going to get this painted for us. I'll order a replacement wing to go there while I'm away. And then we're going to get back and get to work again.
We are.
Over and out.
Sweet.
So it was over to the guys at Flat Out Paint Shop. These guys have done a few cars for us now and I've never been disappointed with the results. So I know I can trust them to get the job done and get it done right, and also get it done in good time, because they haven't got a lot of time to waste, because we've got somewhere else to send the car whilst I'm away too. So whilst I was in Turkey getting a hair transplant done, which you'll see how it looks in a few minutes, the car could then go from flat out paint shop up to SW Motorsport. For the guys to do something to make this a little bit more of a track car, they first start by 3D scanning the interior to see how much room they've got to work with. Then using software they can load this into the computer and then see exactly what sort of space they've got and how they're going to make a roll cage fit inside this tiny little interior. But once that's designed, they know exactly how it's going to work and exactly how to manufacture it. So now they've got the design, all they've got to do is make it so they can cut, bend and weld the metal into shape. They're using something called BS4 T45 material, which I've never heard of, which apparently is twice the strength of normal materials, meaning that they can make the tubing thinner, which in turn then makes it lighter. This whole roll cage only weighs 11 kilograms. So once everything was set with the cage, everything was welded and in place, it was time for prepping and powder coating. So that's cleaning up all of the parts and then also painting it to my colour of choice. And once the colour was on, it was time for the final fit up, and that means that the half cage in my Porsche Gt4 is done.
Right, I am back and Ethan's here.
Hi guys!
Which means if Ethan's here,
What's in here?
it's got to be the Porsche, isn't it? We're still in the Porsche
It might be
video.
something else you brought though.
Yeah, but we're still in the Porsche video,
Oh, okay,
so
so, yeah, it's the Porsche.
Whee, there we go. Oh, didn't she look good? Let's get her inside because I don't want to look too hard until.
Yeah, it looks good.
Does it?
You've done a good job.
Yeah?
Yeah, craftsmanship is on point.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like. There she is.
It is natural.
Yeah.
Race car.
Oh, so it makes it broken.
Oh no, yeah, and it's broken. You're alright. You're alright. There you go, she's home.
She'll do. There we go. Look at that.
Back in the trailer.
She don't want to come home. It looks like the flat out guys are doing a pretty spot on job. The colour match looks, I don't think you'd even tell, would you?
It matches.
It does,
They've actually done the job.
which is good.
Yeah.
And let's have a look at the cage.
That's mega. The cage is mega.
Yeah. Oh, that looks sick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you like how I went for satin black?
Yeah.
I was going to have it red.
I wouldn't have liked that.
No, I like that. It looks like OEM, doesn't it?
Well, I did think, did they do come cage? They come with cage in them though?
I think the GT4 RS comes with
Does
a
it?
cage, yeah. But I'd imagine it looks pretty similar to that.
I like it.
Yes. We've got some plaques underneath the masking tape, which we can probably have a look at tomorrow.
Yes.
But let's see what Mickey thinks.
Yeah, good, mate. Really, really good.
It looks smart.
Yeah, it does. Colour looks real good,
You
doesn't it?
missed one thing though. Because we've got a roll cage.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, super.
That looks proper, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm buzzing with it.
No, that is really nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, I bet that was fun to fit. Let's get it back together.
Yeah, I think what I want to start with
Go on.
is let's get the interior done.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's seat belts. Got one last bit of trim to go in,
Yeah.
and that's it. So
Super.
let's start there, and then we've got a hell of a lot more to do. Now obviously we're doing our best to get this car in as best health as possible to get it back on the road, but it's also important to maintain your cars, and it can be helped with the help from OBD11, which is a super powerful OBD device, which is even better on BMWs, Minis, VAG Group cars, and Toyota and Lexus. And it can be much easier to use. All you got to do is take the pocket-sized device and stick it into the car's OBD2 port. And once you've done that, on the OBD11 app on your phone, you can connect to it and then also scan your car for fault codes, and it will tell you all of the problems that you've got with it. We've got 8. It's not too bad. Luckily, we can also clear those, but OBD11 can do so much more than that. You can turn on loads of cool features on your car. So we can do things like change the iDrive startup. You can turn on full screen Apple CarPlay, sports displays. You can make all sorts of changes to your car to make it more personal
professional and better for you. You can also do maintenance stuff as well. So say for example you've serviced your car, you can do an engine oil reset just like that. So to take over diagnosing and also being able to turn on cool features on your car, make sure to go and grab yourself an OBD11 device using the link in the description and use discount code SLIX20, which is the biggest discount you can get on one of these, and it will save you a fortune.
Right, we've got some seat belts for the Porsche. These would go really nicely with the orange stripe that was on the car, but we're not keeping that, so we need to do something with them. So we've come to Vibe belts, and we're going to retrim these in something more fitting for what we got. That one there, that's because it matches, well, you'll see when we put them in, but they match then with the stitching and everything. That should be perfect.
So these orange seat belts ain't gonna go with what we're doing with this car, so we're gonna change the webbing in it from orange to red. Now I've got to replace these seat belts anyway because the ones in the car are locked out, so that means that this is the perfect time and opportunity to upgrade it.
Belts sorted, thanks to the guys at Vibe Belts for doing that. Now we can go get them fitted.
Yeah, ooh, nice.
It's good, isn't they?
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah. I thought a tie in with the stitching.
Yeah.
Tie in with the
but did they?
some bobs, yeah.
That's, yeah,
I
lovely.
was going to have the roll cage red, but I'm kind of glad I didn't now.
No, black looks nice. Yeah, it's like satin black, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, lovely.
So the first thing to do here is get the seat belts out. Now the reason why these need to be changed is because when the car's involved in a crash, it tends to lock the seat belts out to protect the passengers, but it also renders them useless afterwards. So not only will you not be safe in the car, it also puts an airbag warning light on the dash, which is not what we want. And that is exactly the reason why we're changing and upgrading them. What do we think to the red seat belts that match with the stitching in the car? I think it looks spot on.
Seat belts completed. We need to get it on the ramp now because we've got something which we need to do pretty urgently. And yes, I just said that, we've got to get it on the ramp.
Yeah.
Exciting, right? Yeah, it's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, going up.
It's been a long time coming. Let's get the wheels off.
Get the wheels off.
What are you doing Bold tyres, bold head.
Not too bad. I'm pretty certain I will be able to sort that, so no issues there. And then hopefully have this back to Chris within a day or two.
That'd be perfect, mate. Let's get them loaded. Plan of attack. Now the wheels are off and it's on the ramp. We can fit our new racing parts, which were already on the car. But
Did you get 4 brake lines?
yeah,
But you're just going to use one?
yeah.
I think the others are alright, isn't it?
Well, we'll see. So the car came fitted with some fancy brake lines from Manti, which is like Porsche's, how do I describe that, OEM kind of racing department almost. They're their own company, but like Porsche approved because they do stuff legit. And the brake lines have been fitted like 2-3 weeks, I think, before the car was crashed. And unfortunately, I can only buy them in a full set, and all of these were 200 quid. So I think I should just pop the front ones on.
Yeah.
It seems pointless to change them all, but at the same time, I've got brand new ones, so the back ones should be fine. I can't see a reason why they can't.
Perfect, mate.
Yeah, they are literally.
Identical.
Yeah.
So now we can fit up our fancy new Manti Racing brake lines, which are going to give us better braking performance on track.
There we go, Manti Racing approved. This is good now. This is, I think, the last piece until we can put some brake fluid in there, which also means that because we can get brake fluid in, we can get clutch fluid. It's the same thing. Yeah. It all works on the same system. So clutch fluid, brake fluid, same thing. That means we can get a clutch pedal, we can put it into gear, and we can also stop as well, which is pretty important when you come to drive a car for a first time.
And I'm also going to fit one of the new ones on the passenger side just because we've got it. But once we've done that, we can connect up the anti-roll bar, which I'd left loose, and then it's time to bleed the brakes.
Do we do the clutch first or the brakes first?
I think do the brakes first.
I've never bled a clutch before in my life, so this is a learning experience for all of us.
Yes, it is. You've got to push the fluid in. Because you don't get the pump action like a brake.
No.
Right.
So we've got...
Do you want to read the instructions to tell how it's done?
I'm a man, I don't read instructions.
Right, it's not an IKEA set.
No, it's not. So this is like a brake fluid bleeder kit. Put it on a tyre, gives you some pressure so you don't have to sit in there pumping the pedal. Put that on
The brake reservoir.
Yep, and then you just fill that with brake fluid, and it should
Fill that with brake fluid.
Yep, it will just flush through.
Yep.
Nice
Let
and
me get a
easy.
wheel.
Yeah, okay. Let me get some brake fluid. So we're going to be using some of this Fuchs racing brake fluid. Fuchs is one of our channel partners.
Don't spill it.
Hey, he's not doing bad.
No, he's not. He ain't spilled a drop yet.
It's a clean pour.
Looks like a great pine.
So once we've filled up the brake fluid reservoir and also the bottle for our bleeder kit, we can hook that up by screwing the cap on and connecting it to a tyre, which is going to pressurise the system.
Screw this bad boy on here.
Yep.
So using this brake bleeder kit means someone hasn't got to sit inside the car pumping the brakes because the system's already pressurised. And what we're trying to do here is remove all of the air from the system, because air in your brake fluid is going to give you a spongy pedal and mean that your brakes don't work as well as they should. So all of these bubbles coming out is exactly what we want. So we've now done the first bleed on the brakes and it's onto the clutch. So we pop the wheel, which is giving the system the pressure, into the boot and then send the car up on the ramp. And now what we're looking for is a bleed nipple on the gearbox, probably on the top, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to get to, but once we've found it, we can crack that off and bleed the system, and hopefully we should have a clutch pedal.
There it is. What do we reckon? Be alright this time?
No, we keep going till it works.
We're having a bit of trouble getting the clutch pedal, so I'm going to sit in here and we're going to use the pressure bleeder as well, is that right? Then you're going to go
It's all
underneath.
topped up.
Sweet. Yeah, let's give it a go. See if we can get a pedal. Can I pump the pedal? Just make sure we're good. I mean, it feels like a normal clutch pedal to me.
We're winner chicken dinner.
So with the brakes and the clutch bled, we can move on to some of the other parts. So we've got the windscreen scuttle and windscreen wipers to go on. And also a brace for the underside of the car too.
The fact that these four go on the body and these subframe, it's completely in line, perfect.
This is true.
All in line, perfect. Who said it was bent?
Everyone who knows better in the comments section, I think.
Of course they do, yeah.
Then I think the under trays go onto that, don't they?
Yeah, so we don't got worried,
We're going to seam seal, paint all that with some underbody sealant stuff, haven't we?
yeah.
All with those go on, but I think that's about a lot under here.
Yeah.
So now what I really want to do is get the car filled up with coolant, which means we've got to finish off the coolant system. So we're going to build up the side rad, which was damaged in the crash. Now we've got all of the pieces for that. And then get that fitted to the car.
Okay, I've got the rubber seals on already.
Yep.
Do you make sure they go in nice?
Stay on it, boy.
Right, we've just whipped the diffuser off because it got damaged by the forklift, I think, at the salvage place. So we don't need to replace the whole thing, luckily. This bit is still okay, but we've got 3 bits, I believe, which we need to get part numbers off.
I think that was it. No, it's scuffed up, look.
Yeah, I think it looks silly just to replace one bit. We just need to find some part numbers and get them ordered.
I'm good.
Nice.
Now another little part that was damaged in the crash is the washer fluid bottle. So I had to order a new one of those and we can swap over all of the little bits on it from the old one to the new one.
Right, so while Mickey's been doing that, I've just been having a look for a headlight for the passenger side because we've got the remnants of what was a headlight here with the part number and also this module on here, which looks good, looks fine. So we could save that and put that on another headlight, but I got a price from Porsche for the actual unit, which didn't seem too bad. It was about 900 quid or something like that, but they said there was another module that goes with it, which costs about the same. Now, we've got that one, but they said it wasn't that, which is this one here, and they said there's another one, but I can't see where on this light there is another module. Look what's just showed up, the new coolant pipe, the last coolant pipe actually, for the entire project, which goes just here. So I just need to take this one off. It should be easy enough.
That's it.
Boom! That's it, sealed coolant system.
Super. Get some coolant in it.
Yeah, man. Right, we are just getting ready to fill her up with coolant now. We should have a sealed coolant system, so we're going to do a pressure test in a second. But first, look who's back.
How you doing?
Within 24 hours, we have fresh wheels ready to go back on the car, ready to drive.
Yep.
The Wheelman on Instagram. You know where to get your wheels refurbed. Langley Mill, isn't it?
Langley Mill, Nottingham, yeah.
Yep, that's where you need to go to get fresh, sick wheels like mine. Michael?
Yes, sir.
We can put some pressure in it, hopefully.
Yeah.
If it passes the pressure test, it's coolant in, wheels on,
Wheels on up the road.
we're off. We're off skiing to the sunset.
So using the attachment that comes in the vacuum filling kit, we can pressure test it to make sure we're not losing pressure, which also in turn means that we'll have no leaks, hopefully. And then we can hook up the vacuum filling kit. So this is going to remove all of the air from the system and replace it with coolant, meaning again there should be no airlocks, making it a much quicker and more efficient process.
Pressure bleeder, ain't playing ball. Not sure why, gonna try going old school.
So we're going to have to try and run the car and hope it works the air pockets out of the system itself, but on these Porsches it's notoriously difficult.
That's it.
But we have got a little trick we can try to help it along its way.
Right, what we're gonna try and do here is lift just the back of the end of the car up to make the filler point, the real highest point of the car, and give it extra height. So we've chopped the front wheels, lift the back up. Hopefully that helps us bleed the system.
And gradually this began to work. We started getting some bubbles coming out of the header tank, which means that when there's bubbles, the air is being replaced by coolant, which is such a good sign.
Let's check for gears, Mickey. Clutch down into first. Does it spin? Yay!
Got first gear. I don't really want to go too mad because we're up in the air.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
Should we check for the brakes?
Why not? Yeah, brakes like they're working. How do the brakes feel?
Brakes feel good actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is becoming a bit of a problem. Well, it's not a problem, it's just long-winded, isn't it?
It's thirsty.
It is thirsty, yeah. So we had it started, we got plenty of coolant in it, but then it came up on the dash saying, engine too hot, cool down, but then the radiators on the front were still cold, and we have pulled off the pipe on the front radiator, just there, and it's just air, so we need to try and get some water in there, really. So it's actually cooling itself, because otherwise it'll blow up. Which is not what you want. So we're just trying to tickle it through, get these airlocks out, and it's going to be a bit long-winded, I think. I know these aren't the easiest to bleed, so it's going to be a bit of a mare.
And another trick we tried is running coolant through the system with one of the little breather pipes disconnected until it ran out nice and smooth.
Looking good.
And after lots of trying and lots of time, eventually we got some heat in the heaters, meaning that the coolant is circulating around the heater system, and got the rest of the car bled. And it really feels like it's all coming together now. We're on to the final finishing touches. And one of those finishing touches is a small dent on the rear quarter. And thanks to Auto Dents, we haven't got to have this repaired with paint. They can pull this out using paintless dent removal techniques. And that definitely saved me a lot of money.
One of the final pieces which I want to get off the car is starting to gloss stickers. It's nothing personal. I love what those guys do. It's not for this car anymore, unfortunately, so it's got to go. Sweet.
Don't like them.
They just had to go.
Oh, I don't like it. I peeled the other one off. And everybody seemed to be really happy with that. Here we go. Yeah. Love it.
Right, only one thing left to do now. That sounds so sick. Yeah, go on. Go on. Go on. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. So bad, it feels like it's going like this. I'm not going to drive it any more than that, to be fair. I was going to go and rip it up the road, but you can literally see it when I move it. Look at how the front end jumps about. Well, she moves, she starts, she stops. Doesn't steer very well at the moment though, but if you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed the progress so far on the Porsche, don't forget to like it. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe, and I shall catch you next time. Let's go again.